Hi everyone. So we're here today, another conversation with Elise. So stay tuned. Look at the time. It is now 11:05. Make a time, but we are dedicated to doing this thing for you guys, keeping the conversations going, keeping the conversations real, keeping the conversations fun and interesting. And we have another one for you. Stay tuned. Does sex for married couple, especially being in the church, does it have to be boring or is it boring? No.
Or is there such a thing as holy
Sex.
It's yet to come. It's yet to come. Everybody say.
And now for featured presentation. Hey guys. Welcome again to another
conversation with the leads.
with the leads. Yeah, welcome to you if you're here for the first time. Welcome to all our 230 subscribers. It's 230.
Okay, that was 230.
I watch it, I look at it. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm just looking to see reach 200,000. Well, be realistic. I'm looking for 1,000.
Amen, you gotta dream.
I'm looking for the 1,000, and then I'll celebrate that 1,000. But I'm celebrating every single one.
Yes.
So if you are a new subscriber, welcome. And you have a whole lot of catching up to do. Yeah, happy to have you. You have a whole lot of catching up to do. So go ahead and watch all our videos. Help us to reach 1,000 subscribers. Share, like the channel, and leave your comments, guys. We have not been hearing your comments.
Yeah.
It helps. It encourages. Even if it's something one thing, say, boy, no, that boring, that needs some improvement, that can fix, or well done, guys, good job. We need your comments. All right. Feel free to express and share your comments. All right. Now, as you see the title. Yes, we're going to be talking about sex.
Yes.
And sex in the confines of course, marriage. And as Christians, you know, we're basically going to explore it. Does sex have to be boring for Christian couples? Eh? All right. So, just before we go into the topic, though, remember you have to like,
share.
And of course.
And those who have not yet the first confirm.
What are you waiting for?
And tell a friend to tell a friend.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Right? So the first rule of the game is to click on the live. Yeah. So let's go right into the topic. Oh, but before we go into the topic, I hope you guys have been watching our lives.
Yeah. I know it's a little long because it's a live, but more is being shared there.
Yes. Believe me.
More is really being shared there.
If you watch the lives, you will not be disappointed. Trust me. And as we have structured ourselves, you just saw the intro video. It's after 11. I came home, had a long day at work, but they said no, we have to keep up our vlogs, have to keep up the conversation with our people. So we're here. So if you watch the lives, as I said, and in our previous videos we indicated that we will be having a midweek vlog, and then on the Sundays in the evening at around 7:15, 7:30 thereabout, we'll do a live. And in the live you guys can come on and we can have conversations and we can talk and
get your question answered.
Yeah, ask the questions and we'll answer them. Yes. And our topics are always engaging, so it's not just we blabbering away.
Yeah.
You guys can chime in and, you know, we'll answer, we'll make open your comments, we'll speak about
and
your comments.
And it's more one-on-one.
Right.
You know?
So, join us. We do this with joy. We do it with excitement, and we do it to inform. We do it to educate. We do it to open perspectives. You understand me? Yeah. So let's go straight into the topic now. Yes. Does sex for married couple, especially being in the church, does it have to be boring, or is it boring? No.
Or is there such a thing as holy
sex? Yeah. I think when we were growing up, sex was a taboo thing.
Yeah, I know.
Especially in Jamaica. If you only hear about sex when you hear probably two adults that cuss.
Yeah.
You know, or somebody cheat on somebody and you hear it get spread road.
Or jackets, people throw about
Ufa pick me
and
jacket.
You put a jacket, or your jacket or something like that. Or you may hear that a fisherman or your papa, when you know that your dad that you're living with is not a fisherman, or
You understand me? Well, those are the country comments.
The country comments.
in town, you don't see people start cross about sex and who not good from who not good, and one bag of something.
I see.
But I mean, we also, there was never a conversation, I should say. There was never like a sit down conversation among the adults talking to the youngsters about sex. I think now in schools there's more sex education and so forth going on.
Yes.
But that never happened in our time. So we only hear things by the way. And at the same time, you will, as a man, I would have learned or hear some things from the man in the corner.
Yeah. And even in workplace.
Right. And from your peers who were exposed to it. Yeah. I was this shy guy, never really venture out.
And I was I'm just starting working from an early age. Yeah. I was like this naive little thing among all these mature ladies, those who are married, those are in long relationships, and them always I said, sit down where you're going, you should listen, you should hear these things. Mm-hmm. So
because it is important.
It's minor.
It's important to hear certain things, but as I said, there wasn't a sit down conversation where you could have learned properly. You just have to learn by the way.
Even things that maybe well, again, we were young adults, so I wouldn't say things that we shouldn't hear.
Well, I mean, and some of us were exposed through pornography and all these things. You understand me? I said so. And then now, if we bring it closer to the topic, most of the time people look at Christians and especially and in particular Christian marriage, that it is just boring.
Yeah.
Mama and Papa. We are here to tell us it does well. We're not going to deny that we have even heard, like way back in time, you have Christians who were married, and their relationship sound like just so. You just have sex just to procreate. You understand me? Sex wasn't about fun and romance. It was just to just come
really
together.
Be together to enjoy
and
it was
to be
like
pleasurable.
A requirement. Honestly, like growing up, even like a young adult in early 19 years and 20.
1990s.
No,
I mean,
the years,
age
19 and 20. I have this understanding that your parents or step parents are together, and it's just a requirement. Like it was just a requirement of the marriage. You didn't see it as they have fun or they were playful and they enjoyed. Those things just seem like that wasn't a part of it. And maybe that's one of the things why from a young age I didn't see myself like getting married early.
Because it wasn't attractive.
It wasn't right. Really. I didn't see myself like, I'm going to get married at 24 or so. No, not at all. It's just that it happens. You see somebody that, you're attracted to and, as a child of God, where do you go from here with it? You can't play around. You can't, you know, like the world would do it. So, okay, since as you have gotten this far and these feelings are not going anywhere and they're really so strong and evident and cannot be shaken, what the heck am I going to do? You understand? But then you realize that the person, it was just reciprocal. So, okay, the next step, brother and sister Lee, you go, is to get married. So, for us, it was like that. I don't think you have. Well, I know that you have said that you know that you'd have gotten married.
Yeah, I mean, because it was a desire. It was a desire. But you find that most of the time, Christian marriages, and in particular sex in a Christian marriage, is looked upon as boring. You understand me? It is looked upon as because and especially if you never have a lot of experience, and if you're just looking at your forefathers, because truth is, some of the time what you saw was not even something that propelled you to get married, because it just looked mechanical and whatever. But the truth of the matter is, just like how people in the world can have sex and it's enjoyable. Christian couples do have sex and it is enjoyable. Yes, right now there are books that you can read without being aroused, because the truth is, if you say you're ready for marriage, you must have level of maturity. And the level of maturity would help you to say, okay, if you don't know certain things, you go and get yourself educated. How do you get yourself educated? Not you don't go and find somebody and physically have sex with them and experiment. No. But you read books that teaches, not necessarily entice, not necessarily bring you to an aroused state. You understand me? But you read and you learn.
Basically, I just want to touch on something that you did said. Or we have been saying, like, back then it wasn't touch, you don't see the show affection, because I think it maybe in the time that they were living, or maybe how even our parents
they themselves were
growing up,
right?
You understand? But now that I'm a married person and I'm married to somebody that I'm attracted to and I have feelings for, it's difficult not to be touchy-feely and not to enjoy the love making, because that's why in our previous videos we said, let it be that even courtship, you understand, yes, you should be attracted to each other.
Yeah, so
physical attraction, and it shouldn't be based totally
on spirit,
and it shouldn't be totally about just sex, like bam bam jam. Of course you're not going to do that in courtship, but what we were talking about is that if you feel the chemistry wherein, oh God, you want to touch and you want to that, you should have a third party. But it's okay, it's not fair to kill yourself and say, oh, backslidner, because you're going to need that in your marriage life, and that is what keeps the romance going. And it requires
self-control. So if you don't have self-control, you're not ready for marriage.
You're really not ready, because sex within the marriage, when you have that feeling, it is a plus, because the love making don't becomes and boring. It simply means that alright, both of you may not be at the same level at the same time all the time, but because someone is ready, you understand, because the person is ready, it ignites the other person, and it's like, let's get it on.
It is always nice when both parties are ready, you understand me? And because that way the energy is there, and you don't really get tired neither, because I believe Christians have the best sex, and the most freed up sex, right? Because after jump somebody fence, or make a date for whatever, it is yours, you understand me?
Right.
So you can explore your partner as much as you want, and just to say too, whereas you who are not Christians may say, boy, them probably just wear gowns and whatever. No, and just for those who probably are going to get married or them just get married, listen to me. And I know it's 2021, so maybe some of the things where I say is that even new. But the truth is this, you have to make it enticing, you have to make it flavorful, and the flavor comes from the both of you putting things together and doing things to entice each other. So if you're married, the wife have to wear something proper to entice the eyes, because the truth is them say, well, men are turned on by what they see.
What they see,
women
ladies
are
by what they feel.
What they feel. So we now have to use those sensory spots and touches to ignite the flames of intercourse and romance.
And I mean, those little niceties that the ladies, have, it encourages the man, and it encourages foreplay. And that is what encourages the chemistry. You understand? That it's not boring, in the sense that you make it appealing. Just like how we have touched on it a little in the past about, just like when you cook a meal, you don't just cook it and you don't plaster it all over the the plate. All the different food groups are there, but you arrange it for it to look colorful, and let the eyes water and the mouth as well before you even taste it.
Yeah, you basically appeal to the senses.
To the senses.
You understand me? And the appeal to the senses is what? Touch, seeing, tasting, feeling, smelling. All right. So
glory.
And it's basically like that, Touch meaning you have to get physical touch, sensual touch, and it appeals to the ladies mainly. Yes. And even as a man, I love when my wife touch me in certain places. You understand me? I say, smell. Put on a nice cologne. Wear it, buy one nice one for your husband, and make
remember,
and make sure put it on.
Exactly. And remember, and while we may not be speaking to everyone, you understand, because by now maybe some persons have figured out whatever and know what to do, because we're not taking it for granted that everybody comes in as a novice.
And we are bringing new information.
Right.
Or the illicit Christian sex is exciting.
We're just telling what works. So, because there is still some people today who believe that sex is taboo in marriages, even though they get married, they are Christian. But there's no such thing, because at the end of the day, the Bible said the man body belongs to the woman, and the woman body belongs to the man. So just like when, we grow up, we have to discover and experience different things in life. I mean, don't act as if you know it all either, because none of us knows it all. When you get married now and you're with that fellow or woman, please don't be afraid. Husband, don't be afraid to explore the body. I mean, look at it from top to bottom, and be creative. Allow creative things to come to your mind.
Right.
You understand? Discover each other. I mean, there's such thing. I remember when we get married.
I wanted to finish the 5 parts,
That's fine.
Right. So we said the touch, we said the smell, the taste. Kissing. Just like Michelle said, make sure you brush your teeth. Yeah. Kissing.
And make the mouth appetizing. If you know that you struggle with a bad breath, because some people do not, because they don't brush their teeth. If doctor, because there's some people who say, oh, I've been to so much doctors and it don't help. Have your little mints, have your mints where, so you keep it fresh, especially around that time. And little things, there's so many things that you can improvise with now.
And then hearing, right? The Bible says, Pastor Taylor said, sing to each other with psalms and hymns and spiritual songs. Brethren, when you get into the bedroom, I'm sure you're not going to be playing Amazing Grace. No.
Hallelujah.
You're not going to be playing Amazing Grace. No. There are Christian love songs. Love song singers or love song artists, whatever you call it. But there are also some other, because God is love, and love comes through. Love is being expressed not just from Christians.
So
like I love my therapy. Classics. I love the classics. So appeal to the senses, hearing, put on some nice song, nice music, and you understand me? And the other one, so we went to touch, taste, smell, hear. What the next one?
And I mean, if you're
See,
not a person, sorry,
Right.
if you're not a person who get up over there and say, you know, honey, I love you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm thinking about you. I mean, right there in the middle, you know, of a love man, that's a good time. That will rock
Oh yes,
the woman's
I remember
world.
the fifth one, man.
I'm coming. That will
Right.
rock the woman's world.
Mhm.
If you should whisper there and then, have I tell a lady that, you know, I love you. I
Yes.
appreciate- you know, do try, come out. We all have a little box that we're in
Mm-hmm.
because it's two different people coming together. So there are stuff that, you know, you were not doing. There are stuff that maybe your personality you didn't find, it's not easy for you to do. But we have to learn to pull out of our box and to meet each other halfway.
Because she was in a box.
everything. Yes, I was in a box because, I mean, I
I was
got
a
saved
super
as a child.
I was a super exposed leader,
Both of
but
us got saved as a
but
child, but I think
I had a little bit more exposure than she.
somebody had to step out first.
Yes,
and I
did.
think you were a little daring too.
Yeah, but you have to be. You have to be. You have to be. Because
I'm not complaining
how
at all.
you understand me?
I'm not complaining
how
at all.
you understand me? Because how after 20 years, the Lord allowing 21 in December, how would I have kept you smiling
Exactly,
and looking so rosy?
And as you say that, I remember at my workplace.
Before you go to that, this fifth one was seen. Put on something so
Yeah,
he can see it. So the women are moved by touch. We are moved by seeing. So put on something nice. Put on something shorter.
Lacy.
Put on something lacy. There are some underwears that you can go there. Yes. Some strings and of a certain alphabet. Yes.
Do you remember back in the day in the country they used to use a thing by the name of slingshot to kill birds? That's all I was.
Yes. And so
there's so much variety.
Right. And even though there's a time and place for, because the truth is,
Everything.
not every time you must wear the little impi skimpy. Sometimes you have to just wear something enough that
Suggestive.
says suggestive. Something that says, have a look. You understand me? You start, you don't have to start. And the other thing is this, don't start out by just going bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
You understand me?
And I think that's where we're trying to come from.
Right.
We're trying to get away from bam, bam, bam. Because the truth is, and the party that is less satisfied when there's this bam, bam, bam is the ladies.
Yes.
And I mean,
I'm going to have a talk for all of the men alone. But go ahead.
being around other couples of different age, and so like within the church you have heard things, wherein some are good and some are not so good. People say, okay, I can't bother with it because I be bam bam bang, and in a minute
Yes.
the person, not to throw stone at
Reaches.
anybody, reach their destination, and then one of the party, which is the lady, is left high and dry.
Most of the time it's
Most
lady.
of the time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, for people who are finding that challenging to go a little longer, start off by doing
Start
the four
off
plays
slow,
that we're
man.
talking
Yeah,
about.
man,
Kissing is
start
a
off
powerful
slow.
tool within getting together and intimacy. That kissing, kissing allows, it sends sensation to the brain that allow the body to
Yeah,
become prepared. By why that you will even find, like, even in the world, because yes, we're Christian, but people who are not saved are listening too, and they're human beings too. They're living their lives and the particular way until the Lord show them otherwise, right? So in that setting, you'll find out that a lot of people will not kiss if they're not in love with the individual, or if they're not, don't want to share a particular intimate part of them with another person who they're giving themselves to, right? You'll find out that they'll withhold kissing. So think about it. Why? Because within kissing, you open up the inner, the inner core of your intimate parts. It's just something that within chemistry, that is what it does. You understand? So there are tools that the Lord have given us to make this journey of being together more
And exciting,
and more exciting and more
Yes.
easier, because the men will tell you that if they should enter a lady, being joy, they also can get her. It's uncomfortable for both parties.
Mhm.
So, okay, what did the Lord make for that? You what? You play with each other by kissing and by your touching, as we're here sitting.
In foreplay.
In foreplay,
Yes,
that is. And this
Safety.
is going
Yeah.
out to the men who are finding it difficult to go more than a minute. Because please think about it. What can you really do within a minute to help to make anything fun or enticing or yes, you can have a child within a minute.
Trust
And that's
me.
just
You can plant a seed in a minute.
within a minute.
Yeah.
Because of course, if the weakness is that you are ejaculating early, that's gonna happen. But to make the thing more meaningful and not being selfish, allow your mind to get into it. So prepare your mind. As Cornell said, for the men is by what? Is by seeing.
Yeah.
So when you see it, send the message to the mind. Allow your mind. It's your woman. It's your wife.
Yes.
Come on. Allow your mind to just go there.
Yeah.
You are not lusting.
Yeah.
It belongs to you. So allow your mind to go there and to get the message that.
So
wow.
basically, just have fun with it. Have
So
fun
that's
with
the
it.
method. That's one of the methods.
So so she have on something extra shorter. She just drop something on the ground and bend and take it up. Woo! Yes, I mean, say, make it fun.
And then there's different ways. So men are attracted to different things. You understand? So learn. As we were saying in our live the other day when questions were being asked, you're learning from each other. If you find out that you're doing a particular thing and you're getting the best result from whichever partner, take note of it and give more of that.
Yeah.
Because right off the bat, you have to learn what each other likes.
And then the other part is this. As far as the scriptures teach us, there's no position that is forbidden. I know back in the day, person would say, boy, they don't do this or they don't do that. Different positions that you can learn about now. They don't do certain things. The scripture said that the bed is on the fire. So whatever it is that makes the both excited and enjoyable, once it's not offensive to either the party, go right ahead.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Go right ahead. Enjoy yourselves. You understand me? I say? And I'm saying at the same time, imagine both persons committed to each other, living the way they're supposed to live, living a clean life. You understand me? Not going out there and cheat and whatever. You can do whatever you want with your partner once the both of you are in agreement with it, and it's okay.
Exactly. And with that though, as we have said already in life, be careful. Even though you want to lose yourself in each other, just be careful of what you bring into it. Be careful of what you bring into it, because the thing that seems so appetizing that you may bring into it, it may not be so easy to get out. Once you find out, okay, this is not working.
Yeah. Say
you understand?
So you don't bring in a third party.
You go with wisdom.
Yeah? You don't bring in things where will come and disrupt the flow. You don't bring in things that is going to replace your partner. You don't bring in things that will enhance, that will push you as the man to reach your climax before your wife. You understand what I'm saying? And not even most, everything
Basically,
starts from the
use your
mind.
wisdom.
Everything starts from the mind.
Nobody can live it for you, do it for you. So according to what your convictions are within the school, and now we're talking to those who are literally Christians and walking with the Lord. You have a relationship with the Lord.
So you'll know
let
right
him
from
be
wrong.
your guide, so you should know right from wrong. So we're not here to tell you to definitely what definitely to do, but you must know what worked for you. We can just tell you what worked for us and what encourage our relationship. You understand, and help us to stay together while enjoying each other.
Yeah.
So you just have to pay attention to each other, and as long as both of you are in agreement with certain things and it's not offensive to any, you understand. So, and again, let there not be a dictator
No.
with something that is offensive to the next partner, and it is being imposed, and then it become uncomfortable, and then that's another issue on its own that set back certain things. So
and at the same time,
be wise, be smart.
and at the same time, talk about it. If you want to try something, talk about
Yeah.
it. Be open with the person, have the conversation, and be willing to hear no, be willing to hear, okay, let's try it. You understand me? I say,
Yeah.
it's just the possibilities are endless as Christians
Yeah.
and married couples having sex or being with each other, being romantic. You understand me? I say, the possibilities are endless.
Yes.
You understand me? So,
and stop, just like how you don't put limits on God, don't put so much limits on a relationship. Don't let your mind be so one track and one-sided. Oh, the Holy Ghost is in. Yes, the Holy Ghost is there. You're not trying to
that is not
offend
upset
the
when
Spirit.
him see it
Exactly.
when you're
Remember,
coming together.
right.
He created
the
us
Bible
that
said
way.
you should know each other,
Yeah.
and the only time you should not, you should consult with each other is if you're going on fasting.
Yeah.
That's, you understand?
In a sense that if you're going to if you want to take
a
days
break,
off or
and
whatever,
you see the principle of the thing
it has to be
also,
with
right?
consultation
And that's
consent. Yeah.
And that's a principle right there. If the Bible is gonna tell you that you should consent with each other before you determine, say, okay, I'm going on fasting and I can't be with you, and you understand? That's how important it is.
No.
You should
before you go on fasting,
before you determine that you're gonna abstain. You have to have a conversation.
Because if your body belongs to your wife, you can't. You don't have control over it.
Or just
and vice versa.
And vice versa.
You have to ask permission. Can I use your body and can I take your body out a break for a while?
And with that being said, a quick note. Just like how you can tell your wife and your husband how many times within the day to have a meal. Right? Yes, there's basic meals that have to be had at certain time. But just like how you're feeding your spouse and you cannot, you can't tell him that you can't have a snack or your limitation is here in a bus. You're not eating more than that. As long as, I'm not talking about healthy.
What she's saying is that if you want to go 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours,
right. So
as long as you both want to do.
Right. As women, we shouldn't really restrict our spouses.
What's the longest we ever gone?
I mean, the lease is maybe four time. The lease?
No, as in length.
Oh, the length within the week?
Within a day.
Well, in the early stages, we were like rabbits. Maybe more than 6 or 7.
Later, I was laughing after the last time.
In the early stages, we were like
yeah.
rabbits, metaphorically speaking. Just can't get enough. But as you have children and you go along, you have to become more discreet, and when they're not so all around, but even within that thing, we have a group that we're a part of, and we have a quota that we set. You understand? Within our church group, we have a little group.
Our church group.
It's not really a church group. Our little couples
group.
group. It's a couples group, but yes, everybody there is saved. But we have one sister, she came up that, okay, how about trying for 7 times for the week? No less than 7 times for the week. So we set that for ourselves. And for those who wasn't doing it, you understand, some people were at the average, were maybe at 4 times for the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we hi guys, ourselves. We do our little thing, to spice up our thing. So whatever we learn to, we share. You understand? And it builds. It builds the relationship, makes it better, makes the love making more enticing, look forward to. We have such a thing wherein, there's no such thing of sharing too much. We have such a thing wherein, one out of the couple, the spouse will say, wait, we're not going well this week, because we may not do our 7 quota. It can be more for those who have longevity and the energy and the time and the space to go further, fine. But we hold each other accountable, for this little thing, and it makes it spicy. It makes even a simple little thing like a little disagreement mean some people go live, But again, it builds the intimacy.
So the truth is, like minds can come together and have discussion about it, because whereas back in the day, persons just keep it to themselves or just stay to them own
Or
corner.
hide and
And
do
sometimes don't now go and for them and just stay by themselves and die in them state. No.
Yeah.
You can come together, reason to it, and sometimes when you reason together, you help your spouse. You're supposed to be not want to talk, but in a group don't you feel relaxed or he feels relaxed and reason and then you have a assignment to go and go start out and try it. You understand me? So in all, we are saying no. Yes, we are Christian, yes, we are holy, and we can have holy sex, but the holy sex is not boring.
Yeah.
It is
It's
very
not.
much full of fun and
It's
excitement. And
And-
so we can use every opportunity to spice up
Yeah.
the sex in Christian marriages.
And it is called holy
And
sex
in marriage overall.
because the truth is it's between both of you. It's
Yeah.
not between you, Mary, or John. You understand? And I want to think that Christian people will not indulge in those things, but I cannot swear for anyone because the world have gone crazy. But yeah, but at the same speed, just be vigilant, and it is holy because there is no limit because the bed is undefiled.
And it is
You
only
understand?
because you're children of the born side of God. And
Right.
what basically God does is restore us to the original state where Mr. Adam and Eve
Yeah.
go and procreate
And-
or whatever. But we not just having sex for procreation, we're having sex for fun too. You understand me? So you don't have to be that every time you come together it's about getting pregnant.
Right.
No.
And it is
About having
holy
fun.
because you're in a committed relationship.
In a community relationship.
You understand? You're in a community relationship, so whatever may really happen there, you should be able to work it out. And you should have each other back. You should have the confidence that whatever you're doing, you understand, is between the two of you. So there's no fear, right? There's no fear to it.
Yeah.
You understand? So
Anyway, so we're going to close this talk, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. You get a little insight into where we are coming from and how we view intercourse in Christian marriages. And we are saying it is fun, it is exciting. Make it exciting.
yeah, and
Make it
again,
exciting.
making it, as Bradley said, making it exciting. Come for those persons who are still struggling because maybe you have that intimacy is dormant now, and you're wondering, so what can I do to go back there? First of all, as we have videos that say the family that talk together stays together, so someone have to take the first step to talk about it. Talk about it and put the effort and say, okay, let me do something differently, because you will know what to counteract or what have gone dormant to resurrect it.
Yeah.
You understand? And so forth. And be encouraged.
Yeah.
Be encouraging. And the world wasn't built in one day. Even though God have all powers, it took what? 7 days.
Yeah.
So,
Alright. So don't forget to
like,
share,
subscribe.
tell a friend,
Right. And please like the video before you leave.
So until our next vlog or to our next live, this has been another conversation with Elise. God bless.
God
See you on the
bless.
other side.